Hey. So it's Sunday morning, and I hope you're all having a pretty good Sunday morning. I hope there aren't too many sore heads. I hope everyone's feeling pretty hydrated. I'm gonna do a video on Star Wars, Marvel Star Wars. It's been a while. It's been a long time without you, my friend. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Anyway, so I got the first 6 issues in here, which I think is the end of Volume 1. I haven't done a video on this since issue 2 because I didn't want it. It was getting a bit not or issue 3 really. It was getting a bit sort of not formulaic, but it didn't make sense to do a video on it every week or every month rather. It was it was Star Wars. It was you knew what you were getting into. I'm going to do a video on the first volume because I know John Cassaday, the great artist who's been making them look like the actors, is leaving the title, and because he's expensive, they were never going to keep him on. And Stuart Immonen, who's one of my favorite Marvel artists right now. He's done a lot of great work on the Avengers, and Fear itself is fantastic, and the X-Men as well. Actually, yeah, he worked with Bendis on the X-Men. Yeah, he's taking over the line. I think that starts if not in next month, then in August. And yeah, so that's happening, and I'm looking forward to that. But I think this is Volume 1 done because this guy's leaving shortly. So I'm going to talk about the first issues, issue 1 to 6. As I've said in my previous videos, it covers the events between A New Hope and Empire, which is pretty cool, man. I mean, it's we haven't seen that before. We haven't seen the sort of the formulative years in between. We know that, hey, they all get medals and it's all good, and then, hey, we're on this snow planet now. We know, thanks to the crawl, that Darth Vader is obsessively searching for this the rebel pilot who shot down the Death Star because he senses something about him. He's like, all right, that's it's kind of expanded on there, especially how he comes to learn Luke's identity, and that's really cool. There's a lot of emotional beats. Darth Vader has his own title, which is fucking fantastic, by the way. I might do a video on that as well. But this Star Wars, this is all of our heroes, man, and they're nicely intercut with the Darth Vader and the Princess Leia Leia titles as well. Really good, fun. It's a throwback to the classic comics of the 70s. It's very swashbuckling. It's very daring do. It's great sci-fi stuff. It feels, it feels sort of not out of place, but it's sort of above the grain of the usual comics fare. In that it could just be a by the number Star Wars comic. We could see lightsabers all the time, and we do, but it's the storytelling techniques by Jason Aaron are something that he hasn't done before. He's great. Like, he gets every character's voice perfectly. Luke is between A New Hope and Empire. Yes, he took down the Death Star, but he's not half the Jedi that Obi-Wan believes he could be. We know that's why he goes and finds Yoda. But here and now, he's still bumbling. He and Darth Vader have a fight in issue 2, and Vader mops the floor with him. It's nothing. He just beats him. It's ridiculous. And it's good. We see Leia's very intense. You see how the destruction of Alderaan has affected her. We never, they touch on that lightly in the films, but here she's kind of bloodthirsty. I mean, there's a scene with like Mon Mothma and Akbar, and they're all like, "Hey, we're doing a good job. We blew up that weapons factory. Death Star's down. I think we're doing all right." And Leia's like, "No, we need to do more. We need to do more. We can't let the Empire have a chance to recuperate. We have to keep on the offensive here." And it's just she's non-stop, man. It's crazy. So, and then she's obsessed with trying to find a new rebel base, and yeah, it's and also Han is just his usual sort of scallywaggy self. He's come back and he's helping the rebels, but he's still not completely with them. He could leave at any minute, and he threatens to a few times because he's just helping out. It's really it's great. If you've never read any comics before, but you love Star Wars, then my man. Okay, I got the first 6 issues in there. It's awesome. I reserved number one just to see what the hype was about, and I was blown away. I'm like, I'm gonna come back. And then if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. At the end of issue 6, sort of that. Well, actually, no. Let's start beforehand. At the end of issue 4, we find out that somebody is tracking Han Solo. We assume it's a bounty hunter, but that character, who is revealed to be a woman, confirms that she's not a bounty hunter, but she is hunting Han Solo. The same way Boba Fett shows up and he's hunting Luke. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? We find out at the end of issue 6, she confronts Han and Leia and reveals herself to be called Lana Solo, Han Solo's wife. So yeah. So Han Solo, this lovable scoundrel, smuggler, space pirate, bit of a toe rag, but nice guy all around. He's married. He was married all the way through A New Hope. It wasn't even a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger they leave on is a really nice emotional beat with Vader, but we haven't seen that before, and we don't really get to see Han's reaction besides, oh no, So my own thoughts are it's like Christina Hendricks' character in Firefly, Sapphire. She's I don't know, maybe it was an arranged marriage, or maybe it was just like some sort of deal was struck and Han had to marry this chick. I don't think they'd tarnish Han Solo that much by making him like a runaway cheating husband. I don't think they'd do that too much. I mean, yeah, he's a rogue, but he's not a cunt, is he? I wouldn't think so. So yeah, so Lana Solo. Big news, the internet. I mean, I feel sorry for whoever keeps having to fix the internet after it keeps breaking, because they've had their work cut out for them in the past 12 months. But man, this was big news in the Star Wars front. They're like, wait a minute, Han Solo can't have a wife because that means that, but he was, dude, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, we'll see how it pans out. Like I said, it might just be his crazy stalker or something, we don't fucking know. Let's see how the story pans out. Speaking of the cliffhanger that it did end on, like I said, so there's a whole other subplot. Luke goes off to find himself. He goes back to Tatooine and goes back to Ben Kenobi's old house. Unbeknownst to him, Darth Vader has hired Boba Fett to hunt him and bring him in, alive, of course. And they have a confrontation in Ben Kenobi's house in Tatooine. And number one, it's a really, really cool fight. Obviously, Boba Fett throws a flashbang in to blind him, to stun Luke, but he still manages to. He gets lucky, basically. And Boba Fett reports back to Darth Vader at the end of the issue, and he's like, "Did you give me anything useful, bounty hunter?" And Boba Fett's like, "I got his name, Skywalker." And Vader just doesn't react. He's got his back to him. There's just a few moments of silence, and Boba Fett goes, "Okay, we're done here then," and he leaves. And you just see, like, once he's alone, Vader repeats to himself, "Skywalker." And you see all the glass in front of the window that he's staring out at start to crack. And it's just massive cracks crisscrossing all over the window pane, and you're like, so like I said, brilliant, just masterpiece moments like that. From one of the best writers today. I love Jason Aaron. I'd love to meet that guy. I've got so much shit I want him to sign for me. But yes, Star Wars, Marvel's Star Wars, could have been a gimmick, is actually a genuinely really fantastic story, and I'm glad to be on board. And I'm glad, the first volume, starring John Cassaday. I mean, look at that art. Look at it. All right, look at it. John Cassaday is a master at faces. You know, he draws faces like nobody else draws faces. That wasn't so much a problem with Fett and Vader. Here's my little gripe. It's not really a gripe. It's just something I picked up on. You know how in this is for the comics readers. In Marvel comics and such, Iron Man's dialogue box is red and gold, and it looks like it's an automated voice because it's coming through his Iron Man armor and it's a little bit tinted like that. I thought they would have done something similar with Vader, but they don't. It just sounds like everybody else, which is not true. But whatever, you know, that's just a minor gripe to me. That's just if I would, you know, I would put a little something on there to show it's Vader's voice. But maybe they want to keep things a surprise for the most part. Anywho, so yeah, so those are my thoughts on Star Wars Volume 1 from Marvel. For the record, it's fantastic. If you like Star Wars and you've never read a comic before, pick it the fuck up because you'll enjoy it. And it'll inform the experience so much more, you know? You'll go, because when you go and have your marathon in the run up to episode 7, you'll be like, oh yeah, in between these things, you know, Han Solo's wife, and then Boba Fett and Luke had a confrontation, and they all went and blew up some space moon. That wasn't the Death Star. It's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, so those are my thoughts on Marvel Star Wars. If you like this vid, please click like, subscribe, view, share, and all the usual jazz, and I'll see you later on YouTube. Goodbye!